Exactly.
So you're willing to only sleep with one person, but so why not be willing to not go to bars and also I think it's like if you go out once or twice a year with like it's some birthday party, I think that would be okay, right, Chase?
Yeah, it's fine.
But if it's like,
it's not a big deal.
If it's like weekly thing, weekly, like I know you wanted to come in. I know you wanted
How old are you again?
I'm 27 years old. Why do you
Because if
ask?
someone tried to put a limit on where I can go right now,
I think
you're putting me in
there's
jail.
a difference because
Putting you in jail because you can't go to
I think
clubs
we like
all
to
the
go
time?
out more because we're still
yeah.
22 years old. We enjoy going to bars and clubs and getting attention from men.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's
point.
fine. That's your guys' choice.
You're free to do it, but it's probably going to it makes you less of a appealing person to be in a serious relationship with.
I get that, and I think we don't want that right now.
They don't want high
So I
value
see
men that
your
want to commit
argument.
to them.
If I was 27, 29, whatever, I would want someone who wouldn't go to bars and clubs because I would be insecure that they would cheat on me.
This is the problem.
Thank you.
So
This is the
think
problem
it's
right
hard
now.
to
This is the
say
problem that
between
we
different
we have a
experiences
problem
right now.
right now though, which is that girls realize this at too late of a time. So they're realizing this shit at 27.
Did men realize it earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about. I'm 23, and I think a lot of guys out there that are listening too, they're younger. We're realizing this stuff right now because it's important, and girls need to realize this at a younger age as well. Because 27 is too late. Then you've already experienced everything that you probably are going to regret at that point. You might even have a kid at that point. You might be in a situation that's no longer attractive to find that type of man that you want to be with. So girls
don't focus on like finding a man. Maybe just like focus on yourself.
But that's what girls are doing, and it's leading to the most depressed women of all time.
I think okay.
He's right.
Go ahead. You wanted to come in.
So I think that if anyone is habitually going to a club outside of the once or twice a year, I think that there's a deeper issue that you need to ask about that person. Not necessarily the attention they're seeking, but are they alcoholics? If you're going out to get drunk once a week at least, I think we're talking about a deeper issue than just cheating. I think we're talking about addiction here.
I mean, that's pretty much the norm for people who are in college. Probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the bars, clubs, parties and stuff. Would that constitute it? Probably, I mean,
alcoholic.
I think honestly, college is like a fast track to being an alcoholic. But
Yeah. You're talking about binge drinking. That's what you're talking about. That's what that's
did you have more on that, or?
That's really, I think that was the disconnect at the beginning of the conversation was, would your wife be allowed to go out to a bar or a club? So in my mind, that's once or twice a year. What's a big deal? If you're talking about habitually, that should go for both partners. Nobody should habitually be going out.
Yeah, and I tried explaining that. And in case it wasn't clear to the viewers, this was not about whether or not you would let your wife go to a bar or a club. It's, would you want a woman who's regularly going to a bar or a club without you? Or would you want a man who's regularly going to bars and clubs without you?
Okay, maybe not regularly. I'm just saying, like, as long as the option's there and there's no, like, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a high level of trust with my wife and like,
I'm saying every once in a while it's fine. I'm not saying like
you
I'm
are
going
so
out
bad
every
about
night.
interrupting. It's crazy.
Okay, sorry.
You build trust though. You have to build trust by not having these beliefs that you have. If the man that you're with knows about you, that you think going out to clubs, staying out late, getting drunk with your girls is okay, he's not going to trust you ever. Because that's not something that we look for.
Yeah, and like the same goes for
That's
the opposite side.
that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's true.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. You can ask for that in a guy too, and a lot of guys will respect that. We look for that.
Liv, was there
Okay,
something you
cool.
wanted to say before you?
No, I'm just taking it all in. I think that you get what you attract. And, you know, if you're a young girl and you are dating a young guy who also likes to go to clubs, then you guys are a perfect match. If you're somebody looking to settle down, then you're going to attract somebody who's going to settle down.
Yup.
That's all I have to say.
Yup.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
agree.
I want to move on from this conversation to our next topic here, and then we will pick up back on the anything you want to get off your chest, dating related. We will get to. Did you have something you
Lauren
wanted?
absolutely roasted in the comments just then.
But
Sorry. about
actually,
that.
let me do one super chat really quick because we got one of our regulars back in here.
Davon Jackson.
Davon
said-
Jackson, thank you for the $10 super chat. Y'all are literally defending the poor mentality that'll have y'all single and wondering why good men won't commit
Yep.
to you.
Yep.
This is a fact.
Boom.
Mic drop.
Boom. Davon Jackson, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Much appreciated. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, you guys said, well, your big quarrel with men is infidelity, but the men you are finding are tolerating your
Thoughterly.
borderline alcoholic partying behavior. So,
It's true.
I mean,
It's true.
It is.
Drinking
So
all
how
weekend has
should
been
we
drinking.
act to attract guys that want to commit to us and won't want to?
be women that are worthy of commitment.
I've just been
Okay, but
treated
we're
poorly.
22. What would you be attracted to as a 22-year-old man?
A woman that's not going to bars and clubs every
When you're
Thursday,
22?
Yes.
There's
Look,
plenty
look.
of men that don't
Yeah,
fuck with going to bars and clubs and all that shit.
Liv, what's your opinion?
Thank you. I think, like I just said, you're gonna, as a young girl, I mean, I understand both sides because I've been on both sides. I've wanted to settle down, and then I've also had my party stage where I partied really hard in high school. So I feel like I got it like out of my system very fast. But then again, I still have my nights where I want to go out. If I'm dating somebody, I would like to have them there with me. I feel like it's just fun when you can go out together. And like I said, you're going to attract what you want out of a relationship. If you want to go have fun, you're going to date somebody who's going to have fun. Not like people who don't go out don't have fun, but if you want to date somebody that goes out with you, that's more power to you. If you want to date somebody who is more ready to like settle down, get a life started, kids, whatever, then that's what you're going to have. But it will never work if you have somebody who is constantly wanting to go out and you want to, get things moving. So I think it's more of you just have to come to a mutual agreement of what you both want, and it's better to find that out sooner than later, or else it's going to be ugly.
And we don't even need to be ready for marriage or anything like that. It's pretty simple. Just don't be going out. Don't be getting drunk with your friends.
So
Don't. I'm not saying don't ever go out with your friends. I'm saying, like, if that's a normal thing, if going out with your friends and getting drunk at night in clubs and bars and doing all that stuff is your thing, we don't want that. We want you to be with us, and we want you to ask us to
So
go
you're
out.
generalizing a group
Well,
of
also-
people that like
hold
to go
on.
out.
Go
And
ahead.
when
Hold
you were
on.
22, what did you guys do for fun?
That was last year
Like,
for
be the
me.
men.
Yeah,
It feels
and
like-
how did
like
you-
we're
where did you
dating.
meet your
Hold on,
girlfriend?
Hold on. Okay.
Curious.
I was 22 5 years ago. Me and all my boys were talking to a lot of girls, okay? If any of us were talking to a girl and we liked her and she was going out to parties, we were going out to parties too. If we liked her and we wanted to date her, we would start talking to her. And then at some point in the relationship, the conversation would come like, hey, we should start spending more time with one another. And if at that point in time the girl was like, well, I also want to keep going to parties without you, then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to date you then. If you find a guy who wants to spend time with you when you want to go out partying and going to clubs and stuff, like that's the guy who's going to commit to you. And if it means you sacrificing going out to clubs every single weekend to be with him, like that's the sacrifice, that's the compromise
Can
that
I
you have
say
to make.
something?
That's the compromise that you have to make for a guy that wants to be with you. And it doesn't mean that you can't ever go out. Like my boys would go out with their girlfriends to parties all the time and stuff. Like you can still have fun, but it's a pretty small compromise to make for a guy who wants to be with you. It doesn't mean he's going to control your whole life. It just means you can't go to frat parties every
So
single
why do
week.
girls
not
think that it's the
that.
end of the world?
There's such a focus like on going out in clubs here. Like that's not even, I feel like the focus of most relationships are like a huge point of contention almost. I feel like we're really
Because
just
most chicks
focusing
don't
on
want to go
it
to clubs all
here.
the time.
Like to be honest, it's like I can't really even speak on it because I'm not in a relationship right now. And if I were in a relationship, like I don't think I would even be focused on this going to the club, not going to the club, bars.
But
like,
that's what's gonna
with
that's
my
what's gonna
boyfriend.
cause you end up breaking up with them is the fact that it's gonna come down to something where like you do go out and then they're gonna get upset about it, and then you're gonna call them insecure and do the whole thing where
That, you're saying that's like.
Can I say
just
something?
yeah, I'm saying that's
inevitable,
what
please?
I am
yeah.
curious.